a question was asked in the mains of 2024 under constitutional law regarding criminal appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court from appeals from High Court. So in this question, you need to mention about Article 132, 134, 134A specifically, also about Article 136 and 142, and of course along with some of the case laws. Now Article 132 says that an appeal lies to the Supreme Court against the final decision of High Court in civil, criminal and other proceedings. But for an appeal to lie in criminal matters before the Supreme Court, the High Court must certify under Article 134A that the matter involves a substantial question of law and it requires a constitutional interpretation. Now, even without this certification, the matter can still lie before the Supreme Court in appeal, not under Article 132, but under Article 136. Now, under Article 134, particularly mentions about the criminal appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court. And it says that an appeal shall lie to the Supreme Court against the final decision of High Court if the High Court in its decision has reversed an acquittal and sentenced the person to death, or if the High Court has withdrawn before itself a matter from the subordinate courts and in the trial it has sentenced the person to death. So in case of death, where a person is given death sentence, in such cases the appeal lies to the Supreme Court and this appeal does not require any certification. Further, under Article 134 Clause 2, this power of Supreme Court has been further extended or enlarged. And this was done by enacting the Supreme Court Enlargement of Criminal Appellate Jurisdiction Act of Supreme Court of 1970. Now under this provision, it further adds that where the High Court in its decision has sentenced a person to life imprisonment or sentenced a person to not less than 10 years or 10 years or more. So in all these three cases, that is in death sentence, in sentence of life imprisonment, or in sentence of not less than 10 years or 10 years or more, an appeal lies to the Supreme Court as a matter of right and no certification is needed according to the Supreme Court judgment of Kishore Singh versus State of Madhya Pradesh. Further, Supreme Court, even under Article 142, to provide complete justice or to ensure that miscarriage of justice is not done, it can hear a matter in appeal before itself under Article 142, but those are rare and guided by the Supreme Court rules. So these are some of the important points which you could highlight from the constitutional provision regarding criminal appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court.